I feel a bit silly this morning. Normally I've had a double run day, Monday, the last 2 weeks. However, today was only a 10k. I'm only about 25 minutes into the run. However, my quad is just like, it's just hurting. So I called James, got a bit upset about it, and he said, just stop. And I said that I felt like I was failing. I don't even know why. But yeah, I'm just cutting the run short. He's gonna come pick me up. And I've got yoga after this, so hopefully we can just go and stretch it out. Quick update, we are now on Wednesday. Not been a great week so far. Monday I had to cut my run short because my quad was hurting me. Yesterday I went to my interval session and did the warm-up. It was absolutely freezing last night, so obviously my muscles were struggling to get warm as it was just so cold last night. The interval session was going to be tough anyway, just looking at the times and the paces. I started the intervals and my leg was not having any of it. So basically I just jogged it out for a couple of miles and then decided to call it a day, came home, cried and booked in for sports massage. So that was earlier on today with Rudy at the treatment lab. And basically by the feel of things, my left quad and the lateral quad, so the outside quad, is so tight. IT band is also a bit tight, and then the adductors, although in the sort of movement assessments didn't seem tight, when he massaged them, they certainly were. So it is just a bit of tightness, and it's just a bit strange how the tightness of my adductors last week, we massaged that out, and then now it's sort of fed down into the quads. Most likely would have been the race on Sunday, as it was very hilly, although up and also down, and downwards kills your quads. And I was kind of going for it down the hills. So I'm trying to be really positive now. I can do a test run tomorrow. I've got core classes tonight. I'm popping along to the Redway Runners Expo. I can't exhibit at it this year because I'm teaching my classes. I was there last year and it was great. So I'm hoping just to pop along for the final hour and see how it is. We're only in week 3 of training. There's still plenty of time. So hopefully this positivity will stay until tomorrow when I go and test the run. But yeah, there we are. I've been a bit moody the last 2 days. Me and injuries don't go well together, but it's what it is, and I'm doing everything I can in my power possible to make it better again. So off to core, can't wait. Favourite part of the week. Strangely, doing exercises like this, absolutely fine for my legs, not a problem at all, but it's just been running. So catch you all on the flip side. Just been out for my leg test. Today's plan would have been tempo, however, due to yesterday's massage, I went out for my run. I'd say it's a bit of a success. The first mile, just did a warm up. It felt quite good actually. It felt like I had a different leg. And then I took it a bit steadier. So the next miles were just under 8-minute miles, 3 miles. So I finished out 4 miles total, and I could still feel some tightness. A bit heavy, but I'm just assuming that that's after a sports massage too. So I'm just going to make sure that I do all my stretches now once I've sort of cooled down, and yeah, just to see how it is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a rest day. I'm meant to be doing a training session Saturday, but I think I might just do another easy run. So yeah, I'd say that's quite positive. Not 100%, but yeah, quite pleased.
Been in any videos yet, have you? This is James, for anyone that's yet to see James on this edition of London Marathon training, featuring a whingy cat. So Saturday, didn't film anything yesterday, rest day on Friday as always, and just a quick leg update. So rather than going to training this morning, I went off and did Parkrun. I made sure that I did a bit of a warm up from the car, and then Parkrun, I got to the start and I saw a friend of mine
Ben, and he was also one of our sponsored athletes last year. So we just started on the first mile together running, and we were just chatting away, and it was quite like a sort of a steady pace once we'd got through the congested start. So first mile was 7:30, and then I don't know for what reason Ben just sort of started to push the pace, so I kind of kept with him, and the second mile ticked over at 6:50, and then so in my head I was like, oh, a progressive run. So I then kind of not pushed it for the third mile, but James is trying to get my attention. He's looking at holidays. So then by the third mile, I didn't kind of push it, but I just wanted to try and keep at that pace. And the third mile, I think ticked through at 6:40-ish. And then I didn't think I was sprinting, but my last 0.1 apparently was 5:46 pace. So apparently I have some speed in there. Leg felt fine throughout the run, however as soon as I stopped the tightness came again, so I was just making sure that straight afterwards I did some stretches just to try and ease that off. I walked back to the car rather than running back, and that also helped, and we've been out and about today, so it has eased off. So fingers crossed that it's okay. Tomorrow is a long run, and then we have already agreed that next week I'm just going to be running easy miles. So James went to training this morning and had a chat with our coach Neil, and he reckons that I've just maybe not had a break since running the Kenya Marathon back in October. So that's probably what it is. I've not had enough rest and recovery and then just jumped straight into my plan. So maybe he's been a bit intense too soon, but only almost at the end of week 3. And if I manage to do 15 miles tomorrow, then that's a pretty big success. So I have been very moany and whingy today. Well, this morning before Parkrun, wasn't I, James? So yes, let's hope for some positive thinking before tomorrow, but really excited. Team CCK, we're going rogue and we're going for our own little run, so there's a big group of us, and then I'm going to do sort of a post run refreshment here. So
Lily has an obsession with sitting on bags, don't you?
Very appealing today, but I have some oats, use some water and some milk. I've got some frozen blueberries in there, also just a tiny bit of protein powder just to give it a bit of extra flavour. So that is my pre-long run. On today's run I'm giving these Cliff blocks a try. So there's 6 blocks in one packet, and 3 of the blocks equals 1 gel, so there's 2 gels in here.
Got to admit though, not feeding enough of this today.
Sunday run done, which means the week is almost complete. Just giving a recap. So today's run, we did 15 miles. Nice little group of us, good pace. I did 15 miles a few weeks ago, and the pace was quicker today than it was when I did my other 15 miles, which was a good sign. The tightness was there in my leg for pretty much the whole of the run. Didn't feel painful, but there was just sort of like uncomfortable feelings. Oh no, can you see the cat in the background trying to get into the bathroom? So some miles it eased off, and then other miles I felt it more than others. I didn't feel like I had to stop at any time, but it just wasn't ideal. But there we are. So biggest piece of advice here to anyone that's sort of on a training plan, as I said in the thing yesterday, is probably me personally. I didn't take enough of a break after my last marathon, and now jumping into another training plan has then just sort of like aggravated the muscles. So if you're on a training plan and if you ever get a niggle or an injury, don't feel like you have to follow the plan to the letter. Just adapt it and change it around your injury. I was just having a chat with James just a second ago, and I'm on 175 miles for January, and so that'd be pretty cool to hit 200 miles for the month. However, James just said let's be realistic, it's the marathon you're training for and not 200 miles in January. So the plan, I'm just going to take day by day this week upcoming for week 4, it will be week 4, and just assess it every day. And that's it, you've just got to adapt around your plan. So I'm pleased, I've hit just over 30 miles for the week and a 15-mile run is done. So hopefully with a down week next week, I can then get back into the full swing of things the week after. Not ideal at this stage, as you know, it's like confidence wise, I'd like to be training properly, you know, doing my intervals and my speed work, but I probably did push it a bit too much at Parkrun yesterday, which is my own fault. But the run was great today. Everyone seemed to do really well, seemed pleased and happy afterwards, and had nice little tea and some toast and stuff here after. So yeah, I keep saying that I want to be really positive, and that's something that I keep saying, so I'm going to keep that up now. And if I need to do some extra cross training this week, then I will. I'll get myself to the gym and jump on the cross trainer or the bike or the rower just to keep my heart rate going, but maybe not just aggravating my legs anymore. So yeah, the main thing is this week is just to and advice to anyone else is just not to follow the training plan just because it says it. Listen to your body, it's really important. Quick fuel update, I used the shot blocks as well as a gel. So I took 3 shot blocks, which is equivalent to a gel, and I took a gel with me. Shot blocks literally looks like cubes of jelly. It's great, tastes like sweets. However, they're quite big, so it's quite hard to chew on. So I'll try them out again on another run. So I'm not sure how it will be taking them on whilst running long periods of time. But again, this is the whole point and idea of long run training, is to trial different stuff and see what works best for you. So I hope everyone else's training has gone well this week for their marathons, whatever ones they're doing. And next week I'm probably going to change the topic of what I'm focusing on. So I might do sort of some like food stuff and fueling, and how I'm fueling my training and what I'm doing. So let me know if there's anything else you want to see in next week's video, and I hope you all have another great week of training.